Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. We're going to talk about XRP, about the crypto market. Yes, it has been a sleepy week for the whole crypto market. Not a lot has happened with, of course, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. But, November, although today is the last day, we're going to put it aside. We're going to forget about it, right? And we're going to move into December. We're going to get back into the action. We're going to talk about, what's happening with QT that's ending tomorrow. We have the Fed speaking tomorrow, which could rock the market. We'll talk a little bit about XRP, the ETFs, XRP liquidity, XRP on exchanges, not on exchanges. We'll talk about an XRP ETF that decided to not happen and what people are interpreting from that, right? Interpreting, I think that's the word. And we'll talk a little bit about what we can look forward to. Okay, so it's good to look forward. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button. Let's try to get 2,000 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it. I'm gonna play Candy Crush while you're doing that. No, I don't. Nothing there. I've never played Candy Crush, although my wife was really good at it at one point in time. She got like really far, but then she retired once we had kids. So currently XRP is sitting at $2.19. Basically the past 6 days, not a lot has happened price action wise on XRP. You can see since we had 2 very good days for XRP, and XRP went all the way around to the 227 resistance zone. It has been on a pause. There has been, some dips down to 214, 215, but for the most part, you can see the daily candles close right basically in the same area around here. And this makes kind of sense. Just the state of the crypto market, the lack of interest right now in crypto, when you have a situation where it's holiday and the market isn't doing so great, this is the result, right? Not a lot of action. And again, last year, by the way, we looked back and XRP was actually doing very good around this time, right? It went up significantly off of the Thanksgiving. But this year, right, we're not coming off, a massive run like we were last year. So every single year is different. People can't say, well, November is good this year, so next year it's going to be great. And, this year is bad, so next year it's going to be even worse, right? We don't know. Okay, this is the situation right now. And if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has been a little bit better, right? We've been flat basically for 4 days. It did have a rise here on this day, whereas XRP was a little bit flat, but XRP moved beforehand. We go to Ethereum, similar, about the past 6 days, similar level. Solana also similar, give or take, right? Each asset has its own, movement, its own liquidity, its own action, and there's different things that are affecting different outcomes. But for the most part, the market has been very similar in its price action over the past week or so. And it will be interesting going into this week. We do have some big things that are happening. Of course, let me refresh this for a second. We do have the Fed speaking tomorrow, so we have to watch out for that at 8 p.m. Okay, and the Fed is also ending QT, which we'll get to in just a second. So all of these things, we have to take that into consideration. The Federal Reserve quantitative tightening program officially ends on December 1st. Exactly, right? Of course, when the tweet was made. This marks the conclusion of the balance sheet runoff that began in 2022, shifting policy towards liquidity stabilization rather than the active drainage. And then the question is, okay, is this priced in? Because we knew that this was going to happen. Well, priced in, right? The crypto market is sold off into this news. Well, bounced back a little bit, but for the most part, is sold off. So the question now is, okay, now we're in December. November, not great, right? Remember, 2022, we also had a bad November, and December was also red. Historically, Bitcoin has been, November has been one of the best months. And this year, no, it hasn't. And in general, this whole year, like there are only two double digit months, April and May, coming off of the sell off in February. For the most part, usually you'll have multiple double digits, right? You can see here. Last year, for example, we had February and March and May and October and November, right? And the year before, even we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And this year, only 2. So that's very interesting as well. Could this all be an effect of the ETFs? Well, yes and no. I think the landscape has changed a little bit in the crypto market. And we'll get to the ETFs in just a second. There's actually a very interesting explanation on what happens behind the ETFs and why, for example, when altcoins were dropping, for example, a while back, Bitcoin and Ethereum were holding a little bit stronger, and then we started seeing that big sell-off on the both of them and the reasons behind that. But we'll get to that in just a second. I just want to remind you that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. You should always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, reminder that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or send me anything. Those are scammers. Those are imposters. If you see them anywhere, report them. I'm trying to I'm using an official thing here, and I'm trying to, they are sending emails to the social media. It's not coming from me directly, so it looks like that's actually helping, like a hotline thing. We're trying to get them down. So if you see any of them, report them. Please be very careful out there. But we do have the official open to everyone Telegram group community. If you're interested in joining, again, it's free, it's open. All you got to do is have the Telegram app and you can join that. Link is in the description down below. Okay. So when we look at what's happening right now with XRP and the price action, we go and we see here that XRP hit 666 million. Interesting number. I don't know if that's a good number or a bad number, but US spot XRP ETFs pulled in roughly 666 million in November, despite launching only 2 weeks ago. XRP is up 16% in the 7 days since then. When we look at what's happening, I'm not sure what do I want to give you first. Okay, let's talk about this, and then we'll talk about the price action itself. That's good news, right? This is good news, but this could be interpreted as bad news, but it also could be interpreted into, I hope I'm saying that word right, interpreted? No, I think I'm saying it wrong. As looked at as something good, right? So CoinShares has withdrawn its plans for US ETF for XRP, Solana, staking, and Litecoin. The firm says the US crypto ATP market is too crowded and margins are shrinking, right? And so people might be looking in this and saying, well, there's not enough liquidity and people aren't interested in buying XRP ETFs and Litecoin ETFs and Solana staking. So CoinShares decided to withdraw their application. That could be. On the other hand, people are saying, well, actually, this is a good thing. When you go, we get news that BlackRock says Bitcoin ETFs are its top source of revenue. Well, does that mean, for example, this is something that people are throwing into the air right now, this theory, again, this is just a theory. The CoinShares is looking at what's happening, and they're seeing Franklin Templeton and Grayscale, and maybe they think that BlackRock and Fidelity might be coming in, and they're saying to themselves, you know what, we're not going to be able to combat against these big dogs because CoinShares, it's not a big name, and we're probably not going to get much traction. So it might be better for us to go into other areas where maybe we could, get a chunk of that, right? instead of trying to get with the big dogs and go after what their chunk. That's the theory. So now people are saying, well, this means that maybe right, BlackRock is about to enter the arena. I don't know. Okay, it's a theory. Until we get confirmation from BlackRock, it's all theories. It's all up in the air, and we have to take that into consideration. I just saw there was a video from a channel that talks about XRP that is, I think it's about 50,000 views already on this video, and the headline is basically saying that BlackRock is coming, but no, they're not coming, right? It's funny that channel hasn't gotten a vacation yet. I think maybe YouTube changed a little bit over the past few weeks, but we'll see what happens here. And again, from a price action standpoint, a lot of people are also be talking about the fact that the XRP ETFs are taking a lot of the liquidity. And this is an interesting theory, again, from Vincent Van Code here. He says, XRP leaving exchanges has the timeline, screaming this, right? He says, I'm not joining the parade yet. Here's an ice cold take nobody wants to hear. The billions of XRP flowing off Binance, Upbit, Kraken right now aren't all going to diamond hand hodlers. Most of it is the new spot XRP ETFs, right? Soaking up retail and institutional money that would have otherwise traded on exchanges. Why does it matter? Because lower on exchange volume equals thinner liquidity equals way higher volatility. Simple math. $2 to $3 billion volume, you need 200 million to move the price 5 to 10%. $1 billion volume, a 15 million dump or wall swings us 12 to 18% in 1 hour, right? If you remember, we talked about this a lot, the fact that I closed the bubbles. Yes, I think I closed the bubbles by accident. But the fact is, we talk about sometimes that, when we have some good news and we say, well, XRP is not moving or Bitcoin's not moving or this crypto in the top 10 is not moving on this good news, you have to remember that, it's a very big market cap, and to move it, to push the pressure that is needed in order to combat the algos, to combat the sellers, you need a significant amount of incoming buying flow. And if that's not there, right, and the algos are not buying on that news, then the price action might go up 3, 4, 5%. And sometimes that gets eaten up very, very fast. And so we've seen this happen before, right? They come back until the market readjusts. The saving grace, arbitrage bots. The same HFT firms crushing Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF basis trades just changed one line of code and pointed it to XRP. Whenever the ETF trades rich or cheap to NAV, they hammer the ARB, forcing spot XRP and the ETF to stay glued together with about 0.3 tracking error, just like Bitcoin today. So yes, ETF inflows are insanely bullish and the underlying XRP still gets bought on every creation. We're not losing demand. We're just moving the volume from chaotic retail exchanges to institutional ETF order books or ARB bots. Translation, the long-term trend is stronger than ever, but the day-to-day chart on your favorite exchange is about to get a lot more whippy until volume settles again, right? So now it's going to potentially be what is happening with these ETFs, right? And that is going to affect a lot of what is happening in the price of XRP. We actually prepared for this. I warned about this. I told you that this is potentially going to happen, that XRP graph is going to get a lot more similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum in the sense that a lot of it is going to be tied to the XRP ETFs. Again, I don't know exactly what is going to happen day to day. I don't know what the price of XRP is going to be day to day. I'm still very bullish long term, but day to day, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the Fed's going to say. I don't know what the president is going to say. Every single day is its own thing, its own opportunity, its own wild journey. And many people don't even look at the graphs day to day. They don't even think about opening 24-hour position because it's too volatile. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people only go at least 3 months, at least 6 months, right? Every single person is different. Every single person deals with volatility different, right? Some people can take it, some people can't take it. And so that's very, very important to remember. In the beginning, you try, you see what you can, what you can't. And then, once you get more experience, you finalize kind of like your trading style. But again, every single person is different. So again, remember, this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now's the time to do so. Check out our website, and there we have some affiliate links if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Join the free and open Telegram group, again, linked in the description. Subscribe, smash the like button. Did we get 2,000 likes on this video? I think we can do it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.